For me, like that phrase always like bugs me a little bit.
Which one?
Doing the work, because that was never an option to not do the work. Like, I don't think they used that expression when our grandparents worked. I don't think my grandfather got up, and he was a fisherman, and when he was putting his nets together, I don't think he was telling like his neighbors, "I'm gonna do the work." Like, it was just, you did the work. Like that goes without saying.
The Perspective Podcast is fuel for your mind and creative grind. Each week, we break down the art of healthy hustling, overcoming the inner critic, and growing your creative business. PC family, we have my Swedish bearded brethren, Emir Ayouni, aka Growcase, on the show today. Welcome back to the Perspective Podcast. It's been a long time. It's so good to see you in your beautiful face. How you doing, man?
Hey, buddy. Good to see you as well. It's been a while.
Been a while. So, in fact, it was September 2017 when you were officially on episode 47.
Is it that long ago?
Yeah, with you.
Was that
Jonathan
me, or
and
was
Matt.
that me and the Forefathers?
Yeah, it was the Forefathers. So it's never been just officially you, which is wild. So for those who don't know, Emir is the genius behind the episode artwork, or the podcast cover artwork. So that was Emir. That was the first.
Everything about that is correct except the genius part.
You're the first person I've ever hired to do creative work for me. Like, that was not an easy thing for me to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's still going strong. I just changed the colors a little bit, but still there. It's not going anywhere. But for those who may not know about you and that creative genius I was talking about, give us a brief Wikipedia page summary about yourself.
All right. Yeah, I live in Sweden, born and raised here. I work with the Forefathers Group. So we are located in like Gothenburg, Sweden, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Bordentown, New Jersey. So we are all over the place. And I've been doing this since, I guess I'll say 97, something like that, when I started out. And yeah, just I work with branding and illustration, packaging, stuff like that, and been doing that for quite a while. And I know Scotty through going to conference. Well, we knew each other before that, but like in real life, like hanging out, having beers and stuff like that. That's
getting
from
crunk.
Yes,
on Crunk Fridays.
That's from on Crunk Fridays. That's from the conferences we've been doing together, like Crop, and I'm wearing a Crop shirt actually, and Creative South. Were you with me in Memphis?
I was in Creative Works. I went last year in 2019, and then I was in 2017. So I think I missed the year when you guys were there.
I was there in 2018.
Yep. I missed you guys. Yep. But yeah, we go back to Creative South. I was a big fan of all the shit you guys were doing. And then I finally got to like fanboy over you all a little bit, then get you on the podcast shortly afterwards. And then we've just been buds ever since. I miss you guys this year. I miss all you guys.
This year, man, we had everything like planned out. We had a house rented in Texas that we were going to stay in. And
yeah, Crop 2020, man. I was looking forward to that shit. Ooh.
I thought 2020 would be dope. I was really thinking that 2020 is going to be an awesome year. Maybe better than 2018, which was really good. I don't know. It didn't happen though, but maybe 2022. I don't have high hopes.
Right.
I don't have high hopes for 21, man.
No, not with everything, the landscape. We had our pre-chat. I think we're aligned, and we won't get into it, but fill us in on the skinny. Like, I know you as one of the best illustrators in the game. Like, hands down.
Thank you.
I don't just hire anyone for shit. And I want people to know kind of the road that you've been on to get started to where you are today. And then we'll get talking about your newest venture on the side. Because this show is a show for side hustlers. And what you got offering that we'll talk about is like a side hustle to your main hustle. So let's talk about the road from beginning to where you are now.
So I started out like I moved to Stockholm when I was like, before I turned 18. I moved like, I should have done. Like, I always mess up Swedish miles and American miles, but a long, long way from home. I moved like to the capital of Sweden. I'm from the north, like far up in the north.
A small little village?
Yeah, small little town. And like a town outside a small town. Like, yeah. So I moved out to Stockholm before I turned 18. And I was just studying there, and I was doing something it was just called media. Like, can you imagine? Like, that's
the universal term for anything based.
Exactly. Like, we were in a photo lab, like developing photos, and we were doing like everything, like under the sun, like journalists. It was basically everything, because it was such a broad, wide term back then, and it wasn't even called multimedia. And we learned like the basics of Photoshop and Illustrator in one class, and I just got hooked immediately. And I lived at the school, like on campus. So this was 97. So having like a steady internet connection was not a thing. You had like those shitty modems. So I got to stay in that computer lab until like 10 o'clock at night every night before they closed up. So I was just sitting there and just learning, like, trial and error. So that's how I got started. And I knew people in the music industry. I had friends who were like artists. So I made some covers for them, some logos, and I didn't charge anything at first, but then those people started getting like record deals and stuff. So that's when I started getting like paid gigs to do, like, I did everything. Like back then it was like, if you were a graphic designer, you had to do
all the things.
Everything. You had to do the website, you had to do the logo, you had to do the album cover. You had to do the photo shoot yourself. Like, sorry?
How much you charge for your first paying job?
It was like, I was getting paid decent for like because these major labels back then had money for design. So I got like,
before internet.
So when I think when I got my first serious paid gig was like 2000 or something. 2000.
Holy shit, man. I was doing like $50 logos for a pop when I got started. Okay.
Yeah, but so I was doing like really like $1,000 or something for like smaller labels, like underground labels. But when I had some friends signed to major labels who got me on, we got paid like, I don't know, $2,500, 3,000, like maybe more for some work. But this was when record labels they had like $5,000 for the design of an album or something like that. And they have less money now than they did back then. So, well, they pretend to do. I'm sure they have more money now, but they can always blame fucking Napster still. So
well, in the reach of the internet, you got everybody bottom feeding prices and competing. So who can be the cheapest solution?
Exactly. So I was paid pretty decent for stuff like that, but overall, like making a logo, you like when I really like transitioned completely into like focusing on like branding, like, I don't know, in the 2000s, that was like, you got like $500 for a logo and you were pretty happy. But eventually, and I never went to art school. I just learned everything myself. And I started a little company called Guerrilla Visuals with a couple of friends. And it was so hard to keep clients, like a client roster going, that I eventually started, like, I couldn't support myself doing that, only that. So I started working at a warehouse and I got complacent there for a while.
It was like Coca-Cola or Pepsi or some shit?
Yeah, I worked for Coca-Cola, and I worked for a logistics company too. And I just got complacent because the pay was good. And I was trying to like side hustle with graphics, like graphic design and stuff like that. But eventually you just work so much, you get complacent, you get tired of, like, after work, you just want to chill out. So eventually I was like, I'm not going to let this happen. So I just pulled the plug and went straight back to design.
Like full-time
my
freelance,
job.
you said, fuck the day job. It just,
fuck the day job. And I just, I had some contacts. So I reached out to like as many as I could, like, and this was when the dawn of social media too. This was 2008, 9. I can't remember.
Like
anymore,
right when Facebook started doing its thing.
So I just went hardcore back into it, and I was really early on Dribble. I was one of the first Europeans on there, I think. I might be wrong. Like, but when most people on there were just from the US. So I started getting clients pretty early from there. Like, I got an invite from someone, and I just started posting, and I started getting clients pretty early. And
can I stop you real quick? Would you recommend anybody out there who's a designer looking to get clientele, should they be on Dribbble right now?
Absolutely.
Cool. I know a lot of people, I preach it to my students all the time, but I wanted to hear someone from you who directly has benefited from Dribbble. Still a lot of opportunity out there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure, like I built up a big following there over 10 years now, but I'm not sure how it is for someone new to get on there. Like, how do you get noticed?
Who land work, like Chutzpah still lands work off Dribbble. I'm pretty sure like
I still, yeah.
Okay.
I
Just
get
want to make sure people out there
still.
don't rely on Instagram. That's like one takeaway right now. And the other takeaway, you already said, you don't need art school to be a successful creative. So you've already dropped 2 dimes. 2 dimes have been dropped.
Yes. So yeah, Dribbble has probably like over the last 10 years, like 70% of all my work has come from Dribbble.
You sold
probably
it.
More.
Sold it. Get on Dribbble if you're not on there. I'll shoot you an invite if your work's not trash.
Yes. And so I wasn't Behance too. I haven't gotten a lot of Instagram like over the years. Not really, like couple. Barely been worth it, but yeah, it is worth it. It's worth being seen everywhere.
Why not? Yeah, you're just increasing your odds of being seen. So get on Behance as well. Go fuck with LinkedIn. Don't put your eggs all in one basket. Spread it out. Here's maybe your main focus, but spend some time in these other ones.
Yeah, when I put something out, like it takes me like 20 minutes to put down like a little summary, a little write-up on what the project is, make one for Instagram, make one for Dribbble, boom, just put it out.
Have a little system to repurpose your work quick and make some caption writing.
Use some hashtags, like get it out there, get seen, get noticed, and eventually it will pay off. Like if you post 40 things, right? If you post like, you make 40 posts, that lands you 1 gig, it's going to be worth all those like 10, 20 minutes you spend on those.
Got to shoot your shot and put out the work you want to be hired for. I mean, it's that simple.
That's one of the most important things. Like, don't post stuff just to be seen, and post stuff that you want to do more of.
So leveraging that right now, dive number 3. So when you started finding your groove, landing work on Dribbble, getting started there, what led you to posting the work you want to show? Did you hire yourself at times? Just do like passion or just like self-initiated designs and sharing it? And then how did it lead to Forefathers? And then we can get people up to speed of what you're dropping now.
Yeah, I was when I was new on Dribbble, I didn't have like that much like that I wanted to show. So I made it a thing to post process of like building my new portfolio. And that was what got me noticed. And that's how I started getting work. And then shortly after that, Forefathers hired me to help them out with a project. That was 2011. So next year we're doing 10 years together. And
I can expect to see a dope graphic sometime, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're going to have a meetup if it's possible. We'll see what happens in 2021, but yeah. And they hired me to do a couple of things, and that grew into like full-time working together. And yeah, it's been the 3 amigos ever since.
It's a power trio, man. And you guys are a lot of fun in person too. So if you ever get a chance in the conference in 2022, you get a chance to be wherever Forefathers are.
It could be 2021, man. You never know.
Well, wherever it is, whenever it is first, just know I'm going to be there too, because I need that fix. So I'm hoping you guys will be too. Okay. So we've gotten all the way up to Forefathers, and you're still like doing contract work and shit on the side too. Like if a right project comes in strictly for you, a hired hand, right?
It's a budget question, basically. Like if it's under a certain amount, it's not worth putting it through the Forefathers machine. I'll just tell them like, hey, this budget's a bit low. I can do it on these terms. Are you in or out? That's basically how I do it.
Okay. And they're all reasonable, understanding dudes too. So now let's talk about where you are now, because this is the main reason I'm having you on, because I'm fucking stoked for you, because you are now a part of the podcast family pretty much with this. So this was something I was about to do in 2014. I was this close to pulling the trigger, and client work got in the way after summer ended. And what is for those who don't know?
And this is a platform to sell digital products. And I finally pull the trigger on it this year. So GARM company is what I started, and I worked 24 hours a day on it for 2 months. And I got together with some friends in the design industry who I worked on products with. And now we're up and running for, well, when this comes out, it's been like a month, but I think like 10 days or 2 weeks.
Yeah, officially dropped what, like in October, mid-October?
Yeah. And just we put together some texture packs, some brush packs, some flash packs.
Got courses kicking in.
Courses. We have a font from Kendrick Kidd. We got a lot of cool stuff lined up too. So we're planning on dropping. I'm thinking 2 products a month, maybe more. And by the time this is out, we have a new double brush pack out from my friend Susana from Medellin, Colombia. She's incredible, young lady.
You let me scope that one out behind the scenes.
Yeah. And she's incredible. We managed to get her brushes done for both Photoshop and Procreate. So that's going to be awesome. And that's already out by the time this episode is out. So we got a lot of cool stuff lined up. I'm having like 2 to 3 meetings per week with people, like discussing ideas for products. So
maybe I'm hoping this will grow. Russell product or something in there sometime. Who knows?
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe trickle something in, something special for the people. But GARM, for those who don't know, also stands for Graphic Artist Resource Merchant.
Correct.
Okay.
And I wanted to the name was, it's always so hard to name stuff. Like
it's way hard. It's like you can be clever, but also it's got to be simple and concise, because if you confuse, you lose.
Yeah. And like GARM was like, I tried, I'm not kidding, 50 different like abbreviations. Like what can be like, it just has to sound official and not corny or like, I didn't want something niche, like vintage or anything like that. I don't want to box myself into any category. I just want it to be, and I don't want to have like some cool sounding name that doesn't really mean anything. I wanted it to be like basically if it was, I don't know, if the government opened up a shop where they sell like something like super official. So Graphic Artist Resource Merchant became the thing, because that was the only abbreviation I could find that worked and that was available for a .com. So finding those URLs and your ad tags for social media, like being available across the board, it's getting really hard.
Well, and since your specialty is illustrative branding, like this is going to be some of the dopest. Like look at the episode artwork for this one, and like the logo and the screaming angel of death, and just the vibe to all the products, the cover art. This is some next level shit. Like this is meant for those that are keen on design and can't turn off the design switch, you know, those who just want to create all the fucking time and continually improve their craft in a quick, efficient manner. That's not going to break the bank, right?
Yeah. We try to keep like all the products reasonably priced and affordable, but like not to a level where it feels like too cheap, but yeah,
being conscious, we're still in a pandemic, you know, so like people are going to be weary and spending money. So at least keeping that in mind. But people also, we're in a pandemic where invest in yourself. And I talk about this all the fucking time, is you can't rely on a safe day job. You can't rely on client work to always be there. So it's important to invest in yourself, invest in growing an audience and improving your craft. So if the dust does settle, you know, you're ready to go.
Yeah. And I mean, considering we're in a pandemic, election years are always rough, no matter what. Like people are always hesitant to pull triggers on new projects and spending money during election, just because of the uncertainty. And I don't know. I think 2021 for GARM is probably going to be when we go into like growth mode. But I'm not really stressed about becoming the biggest platform or like having super rapid growth, but just let it grow like organically. And I've set up this affiliate program with you and a couple of others, and just letting it, just growing it step by step.
You know, because I've let it be known here, I don't co-sign on just anything. It's got to be like people actually believe it. What is it? Bet on the horse or bet on the jockey? Like I bet on the jockey, you know?
For sure.
So, and we go back. I know the products are going to be good shit. I hired you. I know what you bring to the table. And I think the main thing that makes your shit unique is just the people you're bringing on board. The people that I look up to the most in the creative community are all going to be like people you're collaborating with. Jason Craig on ProDots, Kendrick Kidd on a font, and I'm sure you can get some other shit like a flash pack from him too, potentially, or what?
Yeah, we're building like a lot of we have a font coming with Greta. The only thing why that got a little bit delayed, we had hoped to release it on the release date, but he is super busy. So he made the font and I'm trying to help him like kern it, and we tried to find someone because I'd done it before. Like I created a font before,
but yes, if you do it right.
Yeah, and it's a script font, so it's much harder than a regular
all those connectors
font.
And those upturns, overturns. Yeah, dude, script is not a basic ass sans serif you can just flip in a day.
Yeah, we're really close, and I have friends who work with type, and they recommended some people who you could hire to do it, but it was like when I look at that overhead, like hire this dude to do this. And then we had to sell like 200 fonts before we even break even. Like, no, well, we'll figure it out. So working on that, and it's getting close. So that one's coming out too. Maybe it's out by the time this episode is out. Who knows? But it's a sick script font by Dan. And Dan is also, I got to say, Dan is one of the nicest dudes around. And he put in a lot of work on that. And I got to shout out Ryan Golden, my buddy from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who helped us out with all the video editing. He made that the background video for us. He edited all the classes for Tim Barron. He made all the intro graphics. He's a monster. Check out Ryan Golden, the Golden Goose.
He's the animator dude, right?
Yeah, Golden. And he's coming out with an After Effects class too.
Oh my God, that's gonna be a hit. Animation is so popping right now. Like they will hear it all here first once that shit starts rolling out. I promise you that. So Golden Goose, I want to make sure I plug that dude in the show notes. What else can people expect? You know, where do you envision this shit being a year from now? As this episode comes out, where do you see this being? Again, you're a competitor of other people with platforms like this, but you're doing your things your own way. And I think what's really going to help you stand out is just the relationships you've built in this industry and getting people on board to like build killer ass products who maybe just don't have the time to do this shit on their own platforms.
Yeah.
Like that's like your unique differentiator right here.
Yeah. And I want it to be like, there's already like great platforms for brushes and texture packs and stuff like that. We're peddling that too. We made a giant texture pack with the Forefathers. Like Matt was in his basement with his kids, just grinding out, like
scanning shit in. And
yes, him and his two daughters worked their like butts off for a week, like, and churned out 85 dope textures that like we have them in vector and TIFF. Like it's a giant pack, but the idea was that to have this very focused on like courses.
Okay.
So it's hard to know how the best way to go at that. Like, do we push like 2 at a time, or do we do like 1 a month, or I'm not really sure. So we just started by putting out Tim Barron's Procreate illustration class. And we got the After Effects class from Golden Goose. I want to talk about the others that I'm working with, but if I name drop something and it turns out to not be able to, like, if something gets in the way and we can't complete it, I don't want to have it name drop. But we have classes for a lot of categories coming. And
are these based on needs or areas that you see there's an area to provide something that maybe isn't there to that level? And
something that everything we put out is something that I feel like I would want this. Like, would I buy this myself? If not, then we're not making it.
That's how it should be.
How it should
you're
be.
You're a fucking snake oil salesman.
Exactly. Like, but yeah, so I'm putting out some classes too. And I'm going to try to put out a cross-hatching vector class, because I know that's something that people have asked me a lot about. And I just want to make sure I have time enough to make it really solid. I don't want to just put out something just to put it out because people are asking for it. I want it to be good. So
premium. You want to be a premium brand, not someone who's rushing to get a new product out to get a sale quick.
exactly. And this is, I'm hoping long term that it will help people pay their bills, but we'll see. I've told everyone, like, this is not going to make you a millionaire overnight. Like everyone I worked with, but everyone understood that. They know it's like a new thing, and we're starting from the ground up, and
it's a bigger picture thing.
Yeah.
It's the, where did the idea come from? Why did you want to do this in the first place? Like you got, there's plenty of demand for you and your work. You're to the point you can easily say no to probably 90% of things if you really, really wanted to. So you could say hell yes to the right thing. Why did you want to do this? Why do you want to bust your ass to make time for it? And then I want to get to the point of how the fuck do you make time for this? Because so many people cry about there's something they want to do. They got a day job, this and that, and they don't know how to make time to grind on shit that's important to them.
Yeah, I don't know. I just make time, and I wanted, like I said, I wanted to do this since 2014. And I started working with Dustin at Retro Supply, and we did 3 classes, and I got that, like, I got a taste of what it's like to like put something together, put it out, and keep making like steady
something that's income. Not passive income off
passive
something
income
built that can serve people versus a one-off flipping tables in a restaurant that is freelance.
Yeah. So I did that, and I wanted to do more of that. And I felt like I need a platform where I can put out whatever I want myself. Like, I don't want to I love working with Dustin and Retro Supply, but I wanted to make
them here too. This is no knock to them. Shout out to Dustin.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, Dustin's the greatest. Him and Susanna and me, we've been working together on like 3 big projects, like 3 big webinars, and it was awesome. And the only thing was that I wanted a platform where I can just, because they're so busy, like planning something with them takes a while. So I was like, I want to have a platform where I can just churn it out myself, and
with your own homies in the mix.
Yeah, exactly. And I can bring on people. Like, that's the thing. There's so many people that I worked with on this that I wanted an excuse to work with, but I couldn't, like, whoever you want to pick, like Derek Castle, Kendrick Kidd, Jason Craig, like, we do the same stuff. We do branding, we do illustration. This is an opportunity and an excuse basically to get to work with these guys and develop stuff with them. And I can't stress enough how like awesome everyone has been. Like, everyone you see on GARMcompany.com that's who's got a product out, they worked their asses off for putting everything together, and they were like on time, and it's just been great.
It shows the power of relationships over everything. People you meet at conferences, like, it's the power of fucking conferences. You wouldn't be here and a sponsor of the podcast and me being a part of this or anything had we not built a relationship. So the power of relationships, I always preach that shit. I mean, it's bigger than just you out there if you want an opportunity.
Yeah.
How do you make time for this? How do you not go crazy?
I don't know. So we have, since COVID hit, we haven't had, like, we didn't lose that much work, but some of our biggest clients were in the restaurant industry. And one of our absolute biggest clients had to let 500 people go. And so we had contracts for like a lot of restaurants, both with Forefathers and solo projects, that just had to be put on hold. So over the summer, I just had a bit more time. I had enough work to pay the bills and everything, but I was like, I have some extra time too. I'm just going to put that into this. And now that I've been doing this for 2 months, I thought I would be exhausted and like fed up with it and wanted to just go back to working with clients, but I don't feel like that. I feel like if I can make this the main thing in a couple of years, that's what I probably want to do. Because I think that's more
the vision then.
Yeah, this more.
Isn't just like some fucking side project you'll get to when you got the time.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe it turns out that this won't make me enough of a living to make it my main thing. But if I can go 50-50, that's fine with me too. Like, I want to do a little bit, like, we're pretty selective with our branding work too, like what I take on, but I want to be more selective and just cherry pick a little bit more and work more on this.
So how does like a typical day then look like for you, especially like relationship wise and not pissing off the partner? Like you guys, are you still engaged or are you married now?
We're engaged.
Engaged.
We're
Okay.
supposed to get married this summer.
Yeah.
But because of like we have had very light restrictions here, but still there's restrictions.
You guys had like the most chill out of any place in the world, it sounds like.
Any place. And so, but it's still like that 50 people limit. And I don't want to put like elderly people at risk. I don't want to have a wedding where we put like our parents and our relatives.
Smart,
or like,
man.
Yeah, I don't know. Your
love isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So even though we have like light restrictions, we could like, I didn't want to put it like no one's putting together a wedding, even though restrictions are pretty light here. And I am worried about the older people too. But yeah, so then we decided, should we get married in 2021? And we're like, everyone's pushing their wedding up to 2021. It's going to be pretty much like impossible to find a good venue or find like maybe people won't even have like, they're going to be so booked with weddings that we're like, let's do it 2022. I have hope for 2022.
Same.
But yeah, 2021, we'll see what happens. But
has she been all on board with you and G.A.R.M, like all about it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the hardest part is like when you want to take on something new, how do you communicate that shit to your partner to get them on board, to see the vision, to be like, you're not wasting your time on something. I know that was me in the beginning with M Slice, you know?
Yeah.
She's all on board now when I grind, but she puts me in check too, because I'm a workaholic.
Yes. And but I just love working, especially like, you probably can't see it right now, but it's not looking that like inviting outside right now in Sweden. I don't know how it is in where you're at.
Cold.
It's cold as shit, right? You're in Iowa,
so
correct?
We already got snow like last week once already.
Oh, wow. Gross. We don't get snow in Gothenburg. We rarely do.
You don't gotta fucking rub it in my face, dude.
but it's horrible. We get rain. Like we're on the West Coast. This is like, I think our weather is pretty similar to like Seattle, but colder.
Just dreary, gloomy, and rainy and wet all the time.
Yeah, the upper I don't know. It's not nice in the winter. So it's really easy to be a workaholic here in the winter.
What else you got to do? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel you. I like the winter time. So I just stay in and grind on Saturdays instead of doing yard work outside. Oh man, I'm just going to work a little bit. So
I've had enough, man. Like Anna's so my fiance Anna, she really loves Sweden. She's a Swede, like through and through.
She's awesome.
I am too, but I wouldn't mind moving to Spain or like I'm really tired of the 3 months, maybe a good summer, and 9 months guaranteed dog shit weather. So I don't know, but we have a good setup here. Like we love our home, and she has we live in pretty close to the city center, like 5-minute walk down to Main Street, and she has her salon down there. And I don't know, it's not easy to just pack up and leave, but I don't know, I'm just so tired of the winters. So that's basically where I'm at.
Important thing I get all the time, especially from students, it's like the fear of the unknown. What if I put so much time and effort into something and it doesn't lead to anything? And I think it's funny, like, that's your scenario and you could give two shits less. You're just all in regardless of what it could turn into.
Yeah. I mean,
tell me more about that. Is it just because people don't find something they care enough about?
I don't know. I don't like, this might ruffle some feathers. I usually say this and people get a bit
ruffle it. Who cares?
I don't understand how people can't I'm going to be really careful because of COVID, but like, forget about COVID. Just think of like life before that or possibly after
2019,
that.
Say we're talking.
Yeah. How can you be unemployed? Like, how is that even possible? Like, unless you want to be unemployed, like there's so many things I could do. Like, I don't need talent to open up some, I don't know. Just, I don't know. It's hard to explain without like insulting people, but
I think
I know people are, especially now when people are struggling and getting laid off. And
yeah, but in 2019, let's talk 2019 instead of 2020, because this doesn't affect everyone this year. So like it's still going to resonate with a lot of people. But I think a lot of people just lack drive. Maybe it's past identity, growing up without someone planting seeds that you can be passionate about something and squashing dreams. I feel like a lot of people just lack that internal drive to do something and are scared that if they do try something, it might majorly fail, which it might. But like, would you rather die not knowing if you just didn't do it?
Exactly. And also, I'm going to be completely like, I have to be honest, I'm a lazy person, like really lazy. Like one of my favorite things is doing nothing and just being by myself home alone. That's like one of the best things I know.
I would have never guessed you as a lazy person.
I am really lazy. I had periods in my life where I didn't really do shit, but that's a long time ago. But
Same.
I like as a grown up, I'm 41. Like I can't understand how you can't like want to do something, create something, build something. Some people are content with like just having a job, which is completely fine too. But I don't understand how people who don't have anything to do and no prospects, like just pick something you love, pick something you like at least, and just do something about it. Like open up if you like pizza, like Scotty, open up a pizza place. Like you'll figure it out.
Be a pizza baker.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think it's easier for people to just play a victim.
Oh, that's the easiest way.
I played that card for like 20 plus years, dude. That's the fucking easy route.
Yeah.
Bitch and wine.
Like,
and
no one's giving me like, yeah, like look at me. I'm a bearded, tattooed Arab dude. Like I never had that coming my way ever.
If I see you and I didn't know you, I'd probably be scared of you.
No, that's what I get told that. Like, but as soon as I open my mouth, most people realize I'm pretty
He's
nice.
Like a fucking dark, not gothic, but opposite of Jolly Saint Nick, but you're like a dark Santa Claus.
That's a new one. I like that. A dark Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It never like I could have used that as an excuse of like, oh, they're not letting me do anything because I look like this and I have a weird name, and that's never gotten away from me. I just like never let that become a thing. Never played the race card. Never played the victim card. Just I never experience anyone treating me differently. Maybe they do, and I don't notice it, but I don't notice anything of that. So whatever I do, I feel like every time I reach out to someone to do something, it's positive.
Well, it's because you've put in the work, I would say. Like you build a name for yourself. You get into the point where maybe you're not chasing clout, but by just showing up consistently and doing the work, bettering yourself, investing in yourself, sharing your process, going to conferences, you put yourself in a position to have some brand recognition. So now you can hit people up to be on your podcast or hit people up to see if there's interest in joining the GARM team as a product producer. You know, hit me up. It was a no-brainer right away. Oh, okay. Yep. Emir, love you. Let's do it. I believe in what you're doing. So, that comes with doing the work without knowing what the result's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like that phrase always like bugs me a little bit.
Which one?
Doing the work. Because that was never an option to not do the work. Like, I don't think they used that expression when our grandparents worked. I don't think my grandfather got up, and he was a fisherman. And when he was putting his nets together, I don't think he was telling like his neighbors, I'm going to do the work. Like it was just, you did the work. Like that goes without saying. So I never preach that do the work. I just hope that people are fucking smart enough to understand you got to work to get ahead. And it's like, I don't know if you've seen that old Chris Rock bit where he says like, some people brag about never going to jail. And he's like, you're not supposed to go to jail.
Right.
Like, what do you want, a cookie? Like, you're not supposed to. And you're supposed to work. You're supposed to do the work. You shouldn't have to tell people that. But I guess, I don't know.
I think from rephrasing it, it would be like, if there's something else you want to do more in life outside of your current traditional life, then you need to invest and plant some seeds and water them continually if you want this ideal dream to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just
people are wishers versus doers.
Yeah. Just go for it. But I mean, I'm safe enough now that I know I have enough client work to support myself, and I can do GARM on the side too, and just put in extra hours. But starting up a platform to sell digital products, I'm sure that's rough without having guaranteed income from somewhere else, of course.
And the beauty of it is leveraging your day job to fuel your dream job. And for you, your day job just happens to be what you do full time, self-employed in a sense with the team.
Yeah.
That you're in a position, expenses are covered. You can focus on something like this. And that's,
sure.
I would say, the case for most people. You're not going to be here and be like, hey, quit your job at Coke and then just start up your own platform without having the connections and the relationships built and your own craft and skills developed.
Yeah, you got to have a buffer. Like you have to have like something to like, you got to be able to pay your rent and do something else at the same time. But I know a lot of people who took the jump in late 2019 from their cushy designer day jobs at agencies and stuff like that, and took the jump and just went freelance, and then COVID hit and they've been okay. Most of them, at least. The people I talk to, like,
I know a lot of people got hit hard as hell too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna name drop, but like, oh yeah, I can name drop one who we talked about this. So I have my own podcast called the King's Cheese Podcast together with Jason Craig, and we had our first guest was our good friend Clark Orr, and he was one of those people who's like, I'm sort of have like survivor's guilt because he did fine when the pandemic hit. I did fine, Jason did fine, like.
Survivor's guilt. That's like
survivor's guilt. Like you almost feel bad for saying it. Sorry.
That's me too. I've heard horror stories, and this has been a very good year for me doing my thing full time for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a phrase that I think it was Clark who coined that phrase, like survivor's guilt, because that sort of feel bad.
Spot on articulating it.
Yeah, maybe I'm giving credit to Clark for maybe someone else said it. I can't remember. I've been just doing too much this year, but yeah, that was something that I felt too. Like I shouldn't be so like, I don't know. I shouldn't be so. What's the word I'm looking for? Like when I'm telling people is to get off their ass. Maybe like during COVID times, it's hard to tell some people. I know some people who are like in the design industry who aren't designers, who have been laid off from other design related jobs. Like they're struggling to find work. So I know it's not like.
And I wouldn't say. I think we also need to be careful of like, this could be a hard period for people too. So if you need to take a moment, a couple of weeks off to rest and get your mind right.
Yeah.
Play some video games. Yeah. We're not telling you to grind. Don't fucking sleep and burn yourself out. I wouldn't say that at all. So, you know yourself better than anyone else. So if you need a moment to get your mind right and go play Animal Crossing or whatever fucking game is out there, do that. But also at the same time, don't live on cruise control mode.
Exactly.
Expecting the fucking universe to grant you your next blessing.
Yeah. And also like one thing that keeps me like in check is my fiance. She has her own salon where that she has to do everything. She has to like clean it. She has to keep it like constantly like fresh and nice and keep clients coming in, sell extra products, keep her rental, like the girls who rent chairs there and the dude, and like she has to keep them happy. She's
grinding her ass off.
She's grinding her ass off, like, and she does everything she does is like just real, like it's a physical job. Like I sit on my ass and just create like digital product. So I check myself with that because sometimes she comes home, she's been standing up all day and she's been like working and she's keeping everybody happy and she's exhausted. So I think my job is pretty cushy. So, and sometimes we talk about like plans of like marketing her stuff and what I'm doing to marketing this. And she's like, oh, that's right. You don't have any overhead. You don't have to think about shipping or packaging or keeping storage for your shit. It's just like digital stuff. So it's a completely different world.
But also, I think you're like helping people who may be in the freelance world see what other opportunities are. I think I'm big in, I would call myself a seed planter, Johnny Appleseed over here. I want to plant seeds and ideas of different alternative routes people go. And people look up to you as like that freelancing, illustrative branding guru, just pumping you up over there. But at the same time, you're diving into this other world of more passive digital services and online education. So what I'm big in is like freelance isn't the only route. And I think that's why it's important to have you on. So you have your bills and expenses covered and you can pursue something that you're passionate about on the side. I think that's like the main driving force I want to get at here. And if you're super passionate about it, you got to want it. Cause if you kind of want it, you're going to kind of see results.
Yeah.
You just like half-ass something.
Exactly. And like, I don't know. I like old world shit. I like holding a physical product, especially something you make and you get to see it in real life. That's nothing really beats that. That is way better than seeing your logo just pop up on a website. When you see it like in the real world, it's a different thing. But I was really close to opening up a restaurant with a friend of mine, like as a side hustle. But then I talked to another friend of mine who's really like business smart, and he talked to me about my webinars that I did. And he's like, if you make that money from that, and why would you want to open up a real place like
brick and mortar and taxes?
Yeah. Like
overhead.
Put all that energy into your digital products and your webinars and stuff like. If you put all that energy into that, that will be a bigger net reward for you.
And make a big ass impact on people.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I started thinking like, he might be right. Like if I put all that energy into opening up this cool place and I get to like make it look however I want, brand it, make all the signage for it and find some great people to work with on that. But if I put all that time and energy into something of my own, like my webinars or digital products, that's probably going to be much more like rewarding in a lot of ways. And yeah, like you said, like making something for someone else too, to help them along. So,
well, and you got a whole connected network of homies who want to support you too alongside of it. So you just get others who want to support you involved in the dream as well.
Exactly.
Spans, and ripples.
I hope that like, and I want to make sure that everyone gets their fair share as well.
Yeah.
So I want to snub anyone of like, that's why I'm giving you as my affiliate, as hefty of a commission as I can. And I try to make sure that everyone involved with products.
Win-win is the goal.
Yeah. And like percentage feels like the most fair deal. And not just for a while and then I own it. Like you own this with me forever. Yeah. As long as you want to sign on, you're with me. So
I want to see this shit grow, you know? Yeah.
Me too, man.
I like the slow and steady grind of things, not the overnight TikTok celebrity kind of shit.
Exactly.
Let's pivot into rapid fire, respect your time. If you were on death row, what would your last slice of pizza be?
Just pepperoni.
All right. Pepperoni.
That's my jam.
I can down with that. If you were a punk, death metal band, whatever it is, what would your name be?
The Lot Lizards would be the band name.
You've thought about this.
I learned what a lot lizard was when we were riding around in the South, me and Matt Dawson, the guy who has Crop. I always stay with him when I'm in the States, him and his wife, Ariadna. And we were riding around and he was telling me what a lost lizard was. And I was like, that's the best band name I've ever heard, the Lot Lizards. So that would have been, and for people who don't know what it is, just look it up.
I have it on my notes to look up. If you were reincarnated, what would your new career path be outside of design, illustration, branding?
Oh, wow. I'm not sure. Probably a stockbroker.
All right. Getting your clients Bitcoin or something?
I don't know. I would probably have
index
pursued
funds.
Something like that. Like if I wish I had as much passion for something financial that I do with design. I don't. I wish I did because I think that would make life pretty easy. If you loved like Wall Street and shit like that as much as you did design, that would be an easy life. If you would be good at it, I guess. I don't know.
For sure. I wouldn't want to play that game, but do you believe in aliens or life forms existing outside of our solar system?
Are you kidding me? Of course.
That's why you're my boy.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Where can people go to follow you online and support you?
Oh, this is going to be like, I didn't even think about this, but now I have like double Like
I'll link everything up in the show notes too, but give me
Yeah.
like your main one for you and like your main one for GARM. Main
So-
two for you and then main one for GARM.
Yeah, Growcase across the board. It's just growcase.com, @Growcase everywhere. And then we have garmcompany.com. And I couldn't get GARM Co on Instagram. So it's GARM Com, @GARM Com on Instagram. For now, maybe I'll be able to get @GARM at some point, but I don't know. It's hard to find those. And
For sure. Last one I've always wanted to know, real quick. What the fuck does Growcase mean?
oh, dude, it was 2002. I was going to put together a portfolio, and I needed like a temporary like URL to put it out there. And I was like, fuck, I'll just put out like what it is. It's a showcase, right? So I think I punched in like on GoDaddy or whatever, like showcase.com, and it was taken, and it like suggested Growcase or something like that. I don't know. Or if I just changed the letter to see if it was available. I can't even remember, but now it's like ingrained. And
It is.
so I've had that for, I think 18 years since I registered or something like that.
No idea. That's a fun fact I never knew about you, but
Yeah. So it doesn't really mean anything. It's just a growing showcase. It's just a corny name, but it just stuck.
it sticks. Yeah. And it works great across Knuckles. So
Yeah, exactly. 8 letters. I was lucky with that one. That was not planned. But back then, everyone had like those sort of weird, cool names for everything. And they weren't using like their own name as their design company. Now that's the big thing. Like everyone wants to be Aaron Drappling Design Company.
Perspective Collective. I'm just going to hide behind something abstract, man.
Exactly.
But I appreciate you. About damn time we got this to go down. It happened
And
when it was
also-
supposed to. And
Yes,
just
I want to say, I just have to say before I forget, congrats, dude, like on the podcast. I've just seen it grow and grow and grow and become like this big, you've got a huge following, and I don't know, it seems like you're doing really well with it. And that's awesome.
I appreciate it more than you ever know, dude. It was started off as just a side hustle project, a passion project outside the day job. So give shit time to grow. Emir, thank you again so much, man. I appreciate you. I love you. And I can't wait to see where this is going to take off to. You know, I want to be a part of the ride. Strapped
Thanks,
in.
man. And thank you so much for having me on. Thanks for being an affiliate. Thanks for being a friend.
No
Love
problem.
you,
Love
buddy.
you, brother. Thanks again for listening. It'd be awesome if you took the time to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and let the comment below so we can connect. Again, if you want to catch a shout out as a future listener of the week, make sure you subscribe to the show in iTunes and give it a rating and review.